Hey everyone, what is going on? Shark Tank here with a trailer analysis for the brand new Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind DLC. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm telling you this right now, before I begin this trailer analysis of going over everything that we see in the trailer, I'll say this right now up front. So many things that me, the community, and the fandom had in terms of complaints and just problems about the base game in Kingdom Hearts 3 instantly solved in this DLC. I kid you not. This trailer pretty much showed every single problem we had and just fixed it. And just just changed it or just added things in that we all had complaints about. It's insane. I cannot believe this. The actual Tetsuya Nomura and the development team took so much feedback in from us. It's not even funny. Compared to the last trailer that we had, where it showed everything there, compared to this one, the last trailer was truly nothing in comparison to this trailer. I'm not saying the last trailer was bad, I'm just saying in comparison. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. And yeah, we're just gonna go over this pretty much scene by scene, just giving my thoughts, opinions, and kind of just analysis of where things take place, and kind of my opinions and theories as we kind of go along and see the whole trailer, right? And one more thing before I really begin this is that I will say that I'm gonna be playing the trailer audio while I'm playing my own audio in the background, so that pretty much the main reason is there are things that they say that I definitely have to talk about because it's very important to the story. And I felt like I really have to talk about it, but at the same time, I also have my own music in the background, so when I pause the video, you won't just hear nothing while I'm talking. Okay, but pretty much with that, we can begin this trailer analysis and just see what this is all about, okay? Let's start this from the beginning then.
Peggy 12.
Okay, so pretty much, I'll pause it right now. This starts out in Radiant Garden, okay? And it's daytime, you hear a voice.
Then he must still be with us.
And you see Aerith, Riku, inside of kind of the main area where Sid works at back in KH2. I forget the actual name. I forget if that was Sid's area or Merlin's area. You can see all of them there. But dude, okay, wait a minute. I gotta say this right now. Aerith, oh my gosh. Bareth, oh my gosh. She looks amazing. They actually brought Aerith back, but that's not all. That's not all.
We've been searching everywhere for Sora.
And pretty much, if we go back one more time also, because I don't want to pause too much, but at the same time, I am going to pause, obviously. You see Aerith say, back here, right?
Still be with us.
We also remember him, so he must still be with us. So Aerith is kind of being okay, well, I mean, Sora can't be dead because pretty much by the logic we have, I guess because of Chain of Memories and because of the beginning of KH2, they kind of said something similar like this before, where it's kind of well, hey, we all remembered you at the same time out of nowhere, so back in KH2, back when they Sora, Dawn, and Goofy ran into them again. So I guess she's kind of using that logic to kind of apply that, hey, he's not dead if we also remember him. If he was dead, then we must all forget.
But we've been searching everywhere for Sora.
And Riku's okay, we've been looking for him everywhere. So it's implied it's been a good amount of time after the end of KH3, and pretty much he just never came back. They're also looking for him. They're all they don't know where he's at. And pretty much Riku's kind of it's kind of implied that he's running out of ideas. So maybe he's going back here to kind of get some last help from them, maybe.
And we haven't found.
And now you see Leon, Yuffie in Kingdom Hearts 3. In the Kingdom Hearts 3 graphics. Oh my gosh, dude! Oh my gosh, they look amazing. Amazing. And the thing is, I'll say this also, Tetsuya Nomura himself said multiple times how he wasn't going to bring the Final Fantasy characters back into KH3 or into the Kingdom Hearts series as a whole, but he brought them back and they look amazing. And they're all in, again, Sid's kind of workshop area. It looks so good. Oh my gosh, look at them. Look at the squad. Look at the squad. Okay, but okay, anyway though.
We haven't found a single clue.
Yeah, so pretty much Riku is saying that we haven't found a single clue for where Sora could be at. Pretty much because they all know Leon, Yuffie, they don't know, but Riku knows that, Sora used the power of waking to go find Kairi, and again, it's implied it's been a good amount of time. They have not found Sora. Sora has not come back yet. So yeah, Riku is trying to just find some pretty much anything he can use to track Sora down pretty much. And by the way, I don't know if this is kind of a fourth wall meta kind of joke thing that, the Nomura is doing, But it's very meta that now, like, because again, back in KH1, Sora was trying to find Riku, and he was getting their help. Now it's the other way around. Riku's trying to find Sora with their help now. So yeah, like, it's kind of like a funny fourth wall joke, you know, meta thing, but yeah. Okay, so now it cuts to Sora inside of Ventus's heart, or like his Station of Awakening, you know? But a darkness is coming out of Ventus's Station of Awakening. It envelops Sora, right? And I can't tell if this is like a cutaway to like another scene, or this is the same scene but transitioning into the Keyblade Graveyard, because as you see, like the darkness kind of like envelops Sora, right? And it shows him up in the Keyblade Graveyard. So I can't tell if this is like the real Keyblade Graveyard, kind of like a memory of how Ventus kind of sees it, but next you see is the Dark Inferno, the secret boss in KH3, but he looks kind of different now. Now, I correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, he looks kind of different, and it's kind of like, what's going on now? Like, does Ventus have a connection to the Dark Inferno? And I know the theories was that the Dark Inferno is actually Ephemera, and that like he, back in Union Key died and became a Heartless. But yeah, I don't know, but like it looks like this is like a new boss fight, not like a secret boss fight, like a brand new boss fight. Okay, now you see Aqua, right? And dude. And next you see all of the Dark Aquas, the Aquanauts. Like, not only 3, if you look in the background, that's like millions of Aquanauts. Like, all around the giant, like, the Heartless Swarm, the Heartless, the Demon Wave, the Demon Tornado thing. I never got the name of that, but...
This is the fear and despair that Aqua feels.
So, yeah, pretty much another big complaint is that people were wondering, like, back in the Keyblade Graveyard, Aqua, she was about to fight the giant, Demon Wave, Demon Tide thing, and she just doesn't. Like, she just kind of lets it consume her. Now we're seeing from Aqua's POV, Sora's seeing from Aqua's point of view why she didn't. This is how she was kind of seeing it from her mindset, the Demon Wave. And apparently we're gonna find out. Apparently, I guess maybe in a way, it kind of represents like the darkness that she felt for so long back in the realm of darkness, and like she's encountering that again. And maybe it's giving her like PTSD.
Fear that Aqua feels.
And Sora's saying that like, Aqua sees this as despair and fear that I guess she kind of felt. And here, I could go back. Yeah, and you know what? Here, I'll go back to this one more time.
That Aqua feels.
Yeah, all the despair and fear that Aqua feels. Now it cuts to Sora versus Terranort.
Taking the forbidden path, you too must be ready to make the ultimate sacrifice.
And now Terranort is saying that, and also it's implied, before I like really begin what I want to say, it's implied that Terranort, Xehanort, he knows of the power of waking, and in a way, he's implying that he himself used it. He's saying to Sora, you have used the forbidden power, and then you're gonna see where it gets you, pretty much. Like, it's actually kind of crazy. Because you see how, like, also, like the Guardian is grabbing Sora and maybe like either extracting darkness from him or like pouring darkness into Sora? I don't know. Or maybe it's just like the darkness just coming off of the Guardian, just, in general.
Taking the forbidden path.
Yeah, he's saying, yeah, you're also taking the forbidden path.
You must be ready to make the ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah, so the ultimate sacrifice. So like one thing I love also is that like they're finally making it maybe a little bit more clear how bad using the power of waking is. I still kind of wish and that like they'll give a full explanation on the power of waking, but yeah, they're at least they're saying how bad it really is and what it can actually do to you, or they're implying about it more, Now it cuts to I don't even know. I don't even know. It looks like Riku versus like the puppets Xehanorts that Xehanort used back with Sora, Donald, and Goofy in Scala and Kylum, but it's in like the sky area? I don't know where this takes place, right? But you see all of them. You see Xion, you see Ventus, you see Roxas. Roxas is fighting them too. They're all fighting them. Like, oh my gosh, dude, the squad is actually going up against all the Xehanort puppets. Like, this actually looks insane. I don't know where this takes place. I want to say that maybe this takes place in Scala and Kylum, right? You would think it would take place in like Scala and Kylum, because you kind of like see like the kind of like keyholes all around, and that kind of happened back in Scala and Kylum, back when Sora, Donald, and Goofy were fighting Master Xehanort. So I'm assuming that maybe it takes place there. I mean, I wouldn't like assume that like the puppets would be in the Keyblade Graveyard. You only see them in Scala, right? But they're all going in, right? And you can see in the middle how Aqua, Xion, and Mickey, they're preparing to do some kind of like attack. As you see, it's a giant reflect magic, attack. And I think it's called Reflega, because that's a pretty big one. And it looks amazing, and it just blasts all of the Xehanort puppets back, right?
If this box
And by the way, I'm gonna go back one more time, because you see in the background, right? You see Kingdom Hearts in the background, but this time it's not like the glowing red, it's like a dark purple. And again, I want to assume that maybe this does take place in Scala. Maybe this is like an extra like battle that all the other Guardians have against the Xehanort puppets to give them like more fight scenes, or like gameplay, Okay, so next it cuts back to the Olympus world with Luxord and Xigbar, and we kind of saw in the last trailer how like they did have a confrontation here, but we didn't see too much about it, right?
This box is truly as important as you say. Why now?
Yeah, so Luxord, like, he's not playing around, like, he's not dumb. He's like, okay, wait a minute, if this box is really that big of a deal, why are you only looking for it now? And we know that, either Xigbar had the box the entire time, or was just lying to them, or maybe he didn't have it for a little bit and had to go find it. I mean, he's the one that originally had the box, like back in the Union Key days, so maybe he either lost it, or I don't know, because we don't know why Luxord was telling all the new members of the organization we have to go find the box. We don't know why he said that, because as far as we know, or as far as we can tell, he already had the box, so. But yeah, like Luxord was just, not Luxord, again, sorry. Xigbar was just kind of looking at them, or, looking at Luxord being like, man, this dude, ugh, dang it, he knows. So that cuts back to Riku, and you can kind of see how it's in the Keyblade Graveyard back in like all the fights with like the giant walls and everything, right?
I thought you'd be gone by now.
And you see Demyx. Demyx is finally here. Again, another big complaint was that what happened to Demyx? We see him in Radiant Garden and he just disappears. We never see him again. He's back. Like, and Demyx here, right? He's saying, hey, man, what are you doing here, man? You should have been gone by now. You can kind of tell this is after the fight with the kind of Riku clone data puppet. It's still kind of unclear as exactly what kind of Riku or version of Riku that was, but it's after that because you see kind of like the husk right next to Riku. And yeah, you just see Demyx come out with Riku and just talking to him, right?
You're the organization.
Yeah, he's like, you're the organization. And as far as we can tell, Demyx has never actually met Riku before. So this is like a first time meeting, right? And Riku's about to squad up and be like, nah, dude, you're with the organization now. Now it cuts back to this scene again, and I want to assume, I can't say this for certain, but I want to assume this is gonna be like a Data-esque battle, like how back in KH2 in the Cavern of Remembrance, you have the Data battles with all the members of the organization, and this is with the new members of the organization now, because you see Sora, just fighting all these members, right? And again, we saw this back in the first trailer, right? Yeah, now Xemnas going in, and dude, can I just say, real quick, yo, this looks amazing. Like literally these fight scenes look absolutely insane. And I think you can tell here that is with young Xehanort, because I'm pretty sure that's his kind of like attack, like with like kind of like the patterns that you see here, if I'm right. Yeah. Oh wait, no, I'm wrong. That is with the Riku version of Riku, the Riku clone or the Riku replica. Yeah, you see that there. And yeah, you see there, it's obviously with Ansem, Secret of Darkness, right? Yo, this looks insane. You see Larxene going in now. You see Xemnas going in with the same attack that he did with Sora and Riku at the end of KH2. Easily one of the best scenes in any video game ever, personally for me, back in KH2. We're seeing that again here. And it's like a bunch everywhere, man.
Always told me to just follow my heart.
Okay, so like, yeah, like pretty much like, I guess like Sora is still trying to find Kairi right now, as we see in this scene. And he's trying to like figure out what he should do to really locate Kairi. And we can kind of like see here, right? He's in Riku's Station of Awakening.
Follow my heart. But follow my heart. Hearts are all connected.
Okay, so like Riku, or I mean not Riku, again, sorry. Sora is, I think he's trying to like finally pick up all the pieces as to what he needs to do and how to find Kairi. He's trying to like realize, okay, how can I find Kairi? But wait a minute, I realize now, hearts are all connected. It's kind of like a ladder in a way, like one piece connects to another, to another, to another. So I have to go connect to one heart to get to another heart, to get to another heart, to get to another heart. And that's what he's kind of trying to do, and maybe that's what he's doing here. He's in Riku's Station of Awakening, connecting to his heart to go to another station of awakening, to go to another, that eventually leads to Kairi, I feel like.
Follow my heart. Hearts are all connected. Trace the connection.
Trace the connection, yeah. And as we see here, Sora is with Kairi in the final world. Like,
It's so pretty.
yeah, like, and Kairi's just like, wow, this place looks amazing. So yeah, mission accomplished. Hey, Sora found Kairi, but how are they gonna get back though? Here, let's just keep looking, right? So, okay, listen. One of the biggest complaints for me personally about Kingdom Hearts 3, and again, I in no way, shape, or form, hate Kingdom Hearts 3. Overall, I thought it was a good game. Was it the best game in the series? No, I still think KH2 is, the best game in the series, but it definitely had flaws. This game definitely had flaws. One of the biggest flaws was the build-up for Kairi, and how they executed her entire, I guess, kind of like arc in this game. And I'm gonna be real about this. Yeah, I'm just gonna be real. She sucked. She sucked in KH3. I'm sorry. I know people disagree with me, but I'm just being real. It's my opinion. It's my video. I think personally she sucked garbage. One of the biggest reasons why is because she had a chance to fight and did nothing. And she was just in the end a damsel in distress. I wanted so much more from her. And look at this. Look at this! Kairi going in with the freaking meteorites of light against, and not only just like she's fighting, look who she's fighting against. Look closely to this. That is one of the final forms Master Xehanort takes against Sora in Scala and Kylum. And not only is she fighting against that final form, but with all like 7 or 8 no names? Dude! No. I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna be real. For me personally, Kairi took the W. Kairi took the L. She's getting the W. She's getting the W. Like literally, there is a fan comic I found a while back. And pretty much in the fan comic, right? It showed what could have been. How if let's say Kairi got taken and then she was taken to Master Xehanort. But in the comic, she's like, you know what? I'm not gonna go down like that. And then it starts a fight between her and Master Xehanort. That's literally happening here. Literally, that's happening here. And I love it. I absolutely love it. I need this game. I need this DLC. Again, look at this, okay, right? Look at this. Going in with these crazy combo moves of light with like giant balls of meteorites of death light. And she's flying around through it like... No. Kairi's about to be my favorite in this whole game. No, she's about to become my favorite character in this whole game, dude. Oh my gosh. Like, literally, they did everything I wanted them to do with Kairi in this game, in this DLC. And you can see in the background, or in the HUD, that Sora is also a party member to Kairi. But yeah, like this looks insane, though. Insane. And you see Kairi just flying around through it all, like decimating everyone in her path. Like, dude, she actually looks more insane than Sora does in some of these fight scenes, or some of the like gameplay parts of the the whole game. Next, you see again another huge complaint that me, the fandom, so many people had, was that Scala was not a playable world. They kept building it up from the final trailer and like things that kind of showed. I don't know, like from the final trailer of KH3, they made it seem as though this was gonna be the final big world. And by the way, before KH3 came out, Nomura himself said in an interview that his favorite world hasn't been released yet. So when this showed up in the final trailer for KH3, a lot of people I thought, oh my gosh, this is the world. This is the world that Nomura was talking about, his favorite world. This world looks insane. But in the final bit of the base game of KH3, it's not a world. It's just like the area for the final fight. You don't get to explore it. And so many people, I wanted to explore this world, find out the history, find out about like these towns and places in Scala, but we never got it. And it ticked so many people off. It ticked me off. We're finally getting it. Look at this. So like Sora kind of like uses this like his Keyblade, which by the way, his Keyblade is Oathkeeper, and he kind of like uses it to activate this orb in Scala. To activate like a railway so he can travel around Scala. Thank you, Nomura. Thank you, Nomura. Like, look at this. Look at this. He's traveling around Scala, man. He's literally traveling around all of Scala we get to find, like, we actually get to see the whole world. Maybe there's gonna be like some text or something. Like, I want so badly to have like just like a library in Scala that kind of like tells the history, not the whole history, because we're gonna find out in Union Cross, you know, like how like it becomes Scala, because you know we need to find out in Union Cross that Scala was originally Daybreak Town. But I just want the history of Scala itself, like what people did in Scala, not how Scala became Daybreak Town. Again, we're gonna get that answer, I feel like, in the, you know, like the mobile game, you know. Well, look at this though, like you see the whole area, you get to, you know, travel around the whole thing, and I'm assuming that you get to like jump off the railing just to like walk around too. You see like kind of like a park area kind of there, you see like a bunch of like trees down there. Okay, so now it cuts back to the Keyblade Graveyard, and so Roxas, Axel, and Xion, they're all fighting what I want to assume to be Saïx, and you know, Axel, he's like, yo, guys, let's go. So you see kind of like a light kind of appear where I want to assume like their hearts are at. And I think it's kind of like, you know, like I'm implying that, you know, like a Trinity attack, kind of like how Sora, Donald, and Goofy does back in like KH1, and kind of like KH2 with their kind of like combo Trinity attacks. I feel like that's implying here they're gonna be doing like the same thing.
Get what's ours.
Yo, Axel's like, gets what's ours. So like, I guess he's kind of like, yo, let's go in and like just tear Saïx up, man.
Are you?
So now, and you know what, by the way, I'm gonna go back one more time. I could be wrong about this, but it kind of looked like for a second that like Roxas had like kind of like a hood or like a bandana around his mouth. I think that's like just his arm. So yeah, okay. But anyway, though, now it cuts back into the again, the land of departure, right? And we see not Roxas. We see Riku with Aqua, right?
Are you sure about this?
Yes. But don't worry. I'm not alone this time.
Okay, so here's a major part I didn't really understand until I really thought about it, and it kind of blew my mind, right? So think about it like this. Sora is gone, right? Riku's trying to find Sora. And pretty much, I guess what Riku is now assuming is that what if he's in the realm of darkness? So he goes over to not Radiant Garden, the land of departure, to talk to Aqua, to find a way back in. And maybe like now, like Aqua's saying to Riku, I'm gonna go with you. That's why Riku is like, are you sure about this? That's the only thing I can think of. So Riku's like, are you sure about this? And she's like, yes, but don't worry. I'm not gonna go alone this time. She's not afraid anymore. Oh my gosh, like I think it's heavily implying that yeah, they're gonna go into the realm of darkness to find Sora, but this time Aqua's gonna go with them again this time. But yo, like Aqua's not scared this time, like she's ready to go in. Now, I don't know why she would want to go in, because like pretty much I don't know why she would really have a reason. Well, I mean granted, yeah, Sora saved her, but I mean like everyone else can go with her, and like and maybe that's what she's implying, like not only Riku, but maybe like Terra and Mentis are also gonna go in there with her in the realm of darkness, so like yeah, she's not gonna be alone, you know?
You yourself.
Okay, now it cuts back into the final world, but this time Kairi's not with Sora, so maybe this is like before Sora finds Kairi, right? But it's all a night sky, right?
Will vanish from this world, and without your powers, you can't return to the world you came from.
Okay, so Chirithy is saying that pretty much you're using the power of waking too much. She's implying, or he or she, you know, is implying, bro, you're using the power of waking too much. If you keep using it up too much, you're gonna lose the powers you have, all your Keyblade powers, your power of awakening, and when you lose that, you'll never be able to go back home.
Vanish from this world.
And he's saying also, you know, Chirithy is saying also, you're gonna vanish from the world. So like, you know, like the realm of light, the realm in between, the realm of darkness, you won't be able to go back there, right? This is the final world. So this is like beyond the realm of light, the realm in between, the realm of sleep, all of it.
You yourself will vanish from this world, and without your powers, you can't return to the world you came from.
But you can see in the distance, right? There's someone there, right? You see all the way in the distance. And the thing I want to point out real quick, I want you all to remember this, right? Sora in Japanese, Sora's meaning in Japanese is sky. Take that into consideration, right?
I've been...
Now you see Roots walking in the same area that Sora's in.
I've been having these thoughts lately.
You hear another voice. You see Sora running to this person who you can assume is the one talking right now in the deeper voice.
Like, is any of this for real? Or not?
And you see Yozora in the final world. Oh my gosh. Okay. there's a lot I really do want to talk about this, right? Okay, so pretty much like, again, Sora in Japanese means sky. Yozora in Japanese means night sky. So what if this is Yozora's version of the final world that he's in, and Sora somehow ended up in Yozora's version of the final world? So like in the light version, the daytime version of the final world, that's Sora's, specific version. This is Yozora. Somehow Sora ended up in Yozora's version of the final world. That's insane. But yeah, like one thing I do want to point out is that this actually came to me from another YouTuber. His name is HMK. Shout out to him. He's the one that actually brought this up. That actually, it blew my mind. I didn't realize this until he brought this up, right? Yozora, right? We see in the Toy Story world, he's trying to get his girl back, right? And pretty much it's kind of like in the kind of gameplay trailer in the Toy Story world, that's what he's trying to do, right? What if, and he's the one, HMK is the one that brought this up, what if she died, just like how Kairi died, and just like Sora, Yozora uses the power of awakening to get to the final world to get her back. And the star that we see that Sora talks to in the final world, that's not Strelitzia, that's not Scald, that's Yozora's girl. Somehow, Yozora uses the power of awakening to get to the final world just like Sora. They're both like the same people in a way, trying to get their girls back. Like, that's insane to me. That really is just like insane to me. Like, oh my gosh. And you can see here also, pretty much the big kicker also is that the final line that they say in this trailer is the same exact line at the beginning of the first Kingdom Hearts game. I've been having these weird thoughts lately.
I've been having these weird thoughts lately. Like,
Is any of this for real or not? So I don't know, like, maybe again, like the theories of what's going on, because obviously we know Yozora's not a Keyblade wielder, obviously, so maybe the power of awakening is something that anyone can use. You don't have to be a Keyblade wielder to use it, because I don't know. And why are they saying the same exact line? I don't know. Well, I mean, obviously it's an homage to like the first opening to the Kingdom Hearts 1 game, because that's what Sora said in the beginning of that game. But in terms of like the story, he never actually says it in the main Kingdom Hearts 1 game. So yeah, like this is an homage to the opening where Sora says that, but Yozora is saying it too. It's just, I don't know. I need this game. Please give it to me. I want it. I'll pay money. I'll pay money. I mean, granted, I will say this, I do feel like some things in this trailer, I feel like should have been in the base game, but hey, listen, I'm not complaining. I'll buy it. I need this. I need the answers. I want the gameplay. I need that Kairi fight. I need to see Yozora in the final world and how Sora meets him and what they do. This is insane. Like, oh my gosh, I need this. And that is the end of the trailer, man. You can pre-order this now. Like, dude, I'm telling you right now, I need this game. I need this DLC. I really, really do. This is actually insane. I cannot believe how much effort and how much feedback they're taking in from the community, from the fandom, all the people that like actually had like actual valid, I guess, kind of criticism of the game and the base game. And yeah, overall, guys, I cannot wait for this. This is my trailer analysis. I know I was kind of like all over the place, but thank you for sticking around if you did stick around. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great, awesome, and amazing day. I cannot wait for this DLC. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one, okay? Peace.